Eldest daughter shares her perks of being a VA and touches hearts of many. Want to know what I'm talking about? Keep watching on this episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. Hey, 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 what's up, you guys? It's another day, so it's another podcast. And you have, of course, with me, your host, Julia. Welcome once again to everybody who's tuned into our podcast. Welcome, welcome, you guys, to another episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. So, yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody who's tuned in. For those who just arrived, who's watching this episode right now, welcome. I hope you guys are comfortable. Sit tight and relax because we are very excited to get to know and learn a lot from this lovely lady as our guest for our podcast episode for today. And yeah, we can't wait to get to know her journey, her story, her success stories, sprinkling a little bit of magic of inspiration to the rest of the viewers on our podcast right now. So yeah, I really, really can't wait. But of course, I hope you guys are settled down, settled in, and tucked in. For those who are about to sleep, this could be a good way to end your day, listening and be inspired by this podcast right now. Or for those who are still eating their comfortable food or their dinner or meal or whatever time of day you are in right now, I hope you guys are settled in and prepared to be in this ride with us on Sphere Rocket. Yeah, as always, we will skyrocket here at Sphere Rocket. So, yeah, we can't wait. Once again, of course, without further ado, let's not keep her waiting. Of course, she is another virtual assistant guest, specifically a social media manager. So, yeah, let's give a warm, warm welcome to the ever lovely Miss Ruthie. Hi, Ruthie. How are you doing today?
Hi, Miss Julia. Doing good. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's great that you're doing good. I'm so, so happy. It's such an honor once again to have you as our guest on our podcast today. And yeah, the people are so excited to have you as well. How did you feel when you got invited?
Um, I was actually it was overwhelming, but I think I'm prepared for this. So I think I'll be fine today. I'm not going to
Yes.
have like a heart attack. So I
Oh,
think that's
no.
good.
God forbid, don't. Of course, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll just, share a little bit about your VA experience and the life and inspiring a lot of people right now, actually. So, yeah, we can't wait to get to know you, Miss Ruthie. And of course, before anything else, let's have a little bit of an introduction on who Ruthie is. Please do introduce yourself a little bit. What's your background? Where are you from? What were you doing before you became a VA? Anything you want to share about yourself, basically, as your introduction.
Hello everybody. My name again is Ruthie. I'm from Kalibuaklan, and being VA is actually um, I was introduced to being a VA by my friend. She was a former classmate uh, back in high school, and I actually asked her when I used to be in call center. I was a supervisor, and I told her that I'm not liking it anymore. I'm not loving it. So I
Oh,
told her, or I asked her rather, if it's actually a good idea for me to be a VA because I'm really getting tired going back and forth to the office. I want a job that I can stay at home. So I asked her if she's actually happy with her job, and she told me that it's a dream come true job. So that was very interesting for me. And I asked her about the salary and all, and she told me everything about it. So yeah, I pursued to be a VA. So when I became a VA, it's actually very overwhelming for me because the type of job is different. I didn't actually realize that I can do things and have the skills to be a social media manager, but I'm here now and I'm so happy. Just to add up to that, miss, I'm actually the eldest in the family. So becoming a VA is very um, good for me in terms of financial, um, in terms of having the time for my family. since I told you I'm actually the eldest, I was able to provide them with my time and um, with financial, miss.
I love it. Thank you so much, Miss Ruthie, for sharing that awesome experience and introduction about, about yourself. So, yeah, I totally agree to that, and I can totally relate as well. Being the eldest, you have a lot of weight on your shoulder, and you perfectly mentioned that, as well, that you get to spend time now that you're a VA. You get to spend time with your loving family, and of course, support them at the same time financially. You've got it all done on your end, and knowing that. As a woman, as an eldest daughter, all of that stuff, it's quite a heavy load. And yeah, salute to you and the rest of the eldest daughters out there who have been carrying a lot of weight on their shoulder, but here they are achieving, doing, thriving the best they can, and yeah, successfully doing their goals, achieving their goals all in one go. And that's a strong, independent lady right there, Miss Ruthie. So yeah, I also want to ask, how long have you been, been a VA?
Um, I think I'll be like 4 years in April.
Ooh.
I was an independent VA for like 2 years, and I'll be
Mm-hmm.
2 years in April with Sphere Rocket, Miss Julia.
Oh, nice, nice. Congratulations. And yeah, that's really nice to know. You've been quite a few years with Sphere Rocket, and I know you've gained a lot of skills right there, knowing that yeah, you've been here and there, and Sphere Rocket helping you out with being a VA. So yeah, now that you're, of course, I know you've been doing a lot of things, being a social media manager. I want to ask about, specifically your job, as a social media manager. What do you do? What are your daily routine and tasks that you have to achieve every single day?
Actually, let me start with something. When I first came to Sphere Rocket, being a social media manager isn't actually the first job that I got. Um, I still have the same client, but I used to do referrals for his agents. He's actually an owner and a coach of, he's doing coaching for real estate agents. So, what I used to do is to do referrals. I call agents and I call buyers, I call sellers if someone is actually going to sell their homes, someone is wanting to actually buy homes. What I do is referrals, I do outbound calls.
Mhm.
Right now, he changed my tasks because I think those things, the former job that I used to do, wasn't actually working because his agents are. I don't want to say anything about that, but let's say like it's not working at all. So
Mhm.
when he changed my job description, I didn't actually realize that I can do graphics, I can
Ooh.
do Facebook postings. I didn't realize that I can edit videos for his YouTube channel. So when he can actually hire someone else, right, to do those things for him, but I stayed with him and he never let me go because of maybe the work ethics that I have. Maybe I don't do vacations and stuff because I'm always present. I don't do absences, miss. And um, aside from that, I'm always on time. I was never late for work. Um, when I was actually told that I'm going to be a social media manager, it was hard for me the first time. But
Mhm.
what he did is that he offered or he bought me courses. He enrolled me in a webinar for me to learn those things and those tools that I was going to use for YouTube editing, for everything that I'm doing right now. And I'm really thankful that he had the patience with me. He until now he actually is very patient with me, and I'm very thankful for that. So um what I used to actually do when um or feel when I was doing referrals is that every day is actually a new day. I have quotas that I need to reach. For example, for this day, I need to like reach two quotas. Like close deals. But right now, my life is actually easier because what I'm doing is editing the videos that to be uploaded on YouTube, LinkedIn, those kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
the skills that I developed is that I learned how to manage those tools that I'm using every day for his YouTube channel. I
Mm-hmm.
actually am the first agent for his YouTube channel. I created his account, miss, and I'm very thankful that he is actually very open with me. Things that he needs to say for me to improve my talent, my skills, and on the tools that I'm going to use. I'm very thankful for that. Um, yeah, pretty much that's it, miss.
Wow, that's really nice to know. And of course, learning from that certain experience you mentioned earlier, right? Who would know, right? It's actually a blessing in disguise because
Yeah,
without that experience happening, you don't get to discover those new skills right now that you've been enhancing. And
I
now
agree.
you are, yeah, totally a successful a social media manager right there. And yeah, I'm very, very happy for the things that you've achieved because of that certain experience. And indeed, experience is one of the best teachers, and that could totally help you evolve and grow as a person as well, and develop new things, discover new things and skills that you don't know that you have it in you, right? So
Yeah,
that's kind of amazing that you've shared that, Ms. Ruthie, and to have a very awesome boss right there as well. So
yeah.
yeah, I also am curious, diving towards with Sphere Rocket, correlating Sphere Rocket towards your life. How do you think Sphere Rocket made an impact towards your life, and how did Sphere Rocket help you find, the current role or job that you have right now?
Well, I can actually describe Sphere Rocket in one word. Um, Chill. It's pretty
Oh,
much very chill. I didn't have any like problems with Sphere Rocket. They are very open to questions. They are very approachable because, the most important thing for me when you are in a company or when you're doing a job for that person is the relationship. And
mhm,
if it's actually a friendly environment.
yeah,
And for life, as we grow old, the most important thing for us is peace of mind, right? So it's
yeah,
actually nice knowing that people are there if you need something, if you
mhm,
want to reach out for something, they are
mhm.
there and they are very open to you. And you know, when someone actually asks a question, we receive a reply for like in 2 minutes or 30 seconds even.
Very
So
responsive.
yeah, very responsive, and I like that in Sphere Rocket.
Wow, I totally agree to that, and yeah, that's really nice to know. You've got actually a very accurate word there to describe is chill. So yeah, I
Yeah,
love that word. I want to highlight that as well,
and
because
I'm not kidding.
um, because you had a very smooth transaction. Everything is going well on your end. And that's really nice to know since that's actually one of the goals of Sphere Rocket, right? To really be there with you, to have that sense of care, to be with you every step of the way, and help you achieve the certain thing that you really need. And yeah, all of that stuff, really nice to know. Thank you so much, Miss Ruthie, for sharing that as well. I also want to go deeper on I know you've been working remotely for quite some time, but how do you think has that impacted your work-life balance as well?
Well, I don't know if this is actually a positive or a negative thing. Um, when I used to go to work as a call center agent, I used to like shower every day. But right
Oh,
now, I do it like every other day, and I like that.
well,
Well,
that's totally fine.
kidding aside, miss, I love working remotely because I did not I did not have to waste money for gasoline.
Uh-huh.
Um, I I have financial stability and yeah, spending more time with my family because I mentioned to you earlier I'm actually the eldest. Um, I want to share just a short story with you because
Sure.
being the eldest in the family, I was able to take care of my three siblings because my parents are actually abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And um, since elementary, I was taking care of them. I do everything. I pay their tuitions. I fetch them during dismiss hours and everything. I do it for them. So it's really important for me to like spend more time with them as they actually are growing old, and we actually grew more closer when I was working at home, and thanks to Sphere Rocket for that. So I'm really proud of myself being, um, just at home doing this job and earning like a boss. I'm not here to boast, or I'm not here to brag anything, but this is the reality. If not all people are actually earning as a Sphere Rocket VA does, but I'm really proud of myself because I'm not only supporting my siblings with their emotional needs, I can
Mm-hmm.
support them with their financial needs. Also, my cousins. I have cousins that I support. Um, I give their allowances for school, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
really proud of myself.
Nice. Yes, you
I'm
do.
getting
You
emotional.
deserve.
This is what
Oh,
I'm
that's
afraid
nice.
of.
That's totally fine. You can cry your heart out, of course. That's a very normal thing to experience. And you totally deserve all of that. You deserve a pat in the back because you've really worked hard for it, and you deserve to be proud about that because yeah, all of those hard work really did pay off. And to mention that verbally right now, it's really is something um really relaxing to say, at the same time very emotional on your end, because I can really feel on my end here that you've been through a lot, and that um, now that you're a VA, everything's going smoothly. When it comes to the relationship with your siblings, towards your family, all of that stuff, it's well balanced. And
Yeah,
that's how impactful um, working remotely is, and how that really changed your work life balance. So I'm very, very happy for the things that you've achieved, Miss Ruthie, and you totally deserve all of that. You deserve all of the praises for that. So, yes, thank you so much, Miss Ruthie, for being so authentic and genuine, sharing that lovely, lovely experience, and a very inspiring experience, actually. So, yeah, I hope you guys are, those who are watching, if ever you're also feeling emotional, you could also be like Miss Ruthie right here, being the best version of herself every single day. And that's because of her work. And she gets to do anything she wants because of being a VA. So, yeah, thank you
yeah,
so much, Miss Ruthie, for being so inspirational today.
yeah. Before
And
we end, Miss, I just want
sure,
to like give an advice to those, new VAs.
totally.
Never stop learning. Always be willing to learn. That's it, Miss.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Ruthie, for that lovely advice. I actually was about to ask
Oh, I'm
if
sorry.
you do have if you have a piece of advice, but no, it's totally
Yeah,
fine because you automatically mentioned that, and that's a great way to end our podcast right there. So thank you so much for that awesome advice for aspiring virtual assistants, Miss Ruthie. I was actually touched as well on your story, on
thank
your
you.
journey, and I hope you thrive and succeed even more to everything, to every endeavor that you've been doing as well, and you keep on winning in life, of course. Thank you so much, Miss Ruthie, and of course we have a very short commercial break. Please just stay
Okay,
tuned. And we have a very short segment prepared for you right after the commercial break. So please just stay tuned with us.
thank
And
you, Miss.
yes, with that being said, we have a very short commercial break, you guys. So please just stay tuned. The Rocket Podcast Network will be right back. Ever dreamed of swapping your hectic office for a comfy home workspace? At Sphere Rocket VA, we make that dream a reality. Say goodbye to rush hours and hello to remote work. Enjoy more time with family, more time for yourself, all while building your career. Interested? Apply now at www.spherejobs.ph. All right, you guys, welcome back to our episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. And of course, we have once again our awesome and inspiring guest, Miss Ruthie. Welcome back, Miss Ruthie.
Hi.
Awesome. So, yeah, before we proceed to our last segment of our podcast today, is there any shout outs you want to give out to the world and any promotions on your social media accounts, perhaps? Anything you want to share to the audience today?
Well, the only thing that I can ask or wish for is that the success of my client's business, because if it's not for him, I wouldn't be like you know having to like enjoy the blessings from above. He's like
Yeah.
the resources of my income. So I really hope that my boss or my client or see this and watch this, because I'm eternally grateful for you, sir, and I hope that we can work together for as long as you need me, and I hope that's forever.
Forever, yes. Hoping for that as well. Fingers crossed for that as well, Miss Ruthie. Thank you so much for giving out for that awesome shout out. And yeah, wishing the best for you and your boss's company and all of that stuff. So, yes, yay, we're actually down to our last segment. And this is what we call the lightning round. So, this is just like fast talk. I'm going to pitch and throw in some questions. And then you tell me the
Okay.
first thing that pops into your mind. So, are you ready, Miss
Oh my
Ruthie?
gosh. Okay. All right.
Oh, you got this. All right. Okay, let's do it. First question: day off or bonus pay?
Bonus pay.
Oh, favorite social media platform?
YouTube.
Hmm. Voice or non voice?
Non-voice.
Mm-hmm. What is your go to midnight snack?
A biscuit. Skyflakes.
Mm. Pancakes. Wow, very specific. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Nice. Dream country to visit?
Paris.
Ooh, lovely. Most expensive purchase?
My travels.
Ooh, travels where? I'm very curious.
I actually just came from Hong Kong. The travels I did was Singapore and now Hong Kong, miss.
Oh, wow. I love that. It's really great. You get to travel as well. So,
I think I
yay.
told you that last week.
Actually, you
Yeah,
actually mentioned that last week, and I was like, I'm very curious. I actually forgot to open that up where you traveled, and yeah, you took a vacation, so
yeah.
that's very very nice to know. You're fresh
I
from
was
vacay.
working while on vacation, so I think you know
Oh,
how I work now. My work ethics.
exactly. And that's one of the benefits, one of the pros when you are a VA.
Yeah,
You get to travel while working, do everything, all of that stuff in one go. So,
yeah,
yeah, lastly, last question. One word to describe Sphere Rocket.
yeah. Chill.
Chill, just like what you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice one, Miss Ruthie. Thank you so much. And that ends
Spear
our
rocket, the
podcast
best.
episode. Yay, indeed, indeed. Spear Rocket the best. And yes, that ends our podcast episode for today. Thank you so much, Miss Ruthie, for your time. We really, really appreciate it. And I had fun as well. And yes, this has been Julia officially signing off and wishing everybody to enjoy the rest of their day. And thank you. See you guys on another episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Thank you, Miss Ruthie.
Thank you, Miss Julia. Bye, everyone.
Do you want to apply as a Sphere Rocket virtual assistant? Well, look no further because this video is for you. I will be telling you which requirements you will need to submit in order to apply to our new website, plus a few tips and tricks to help you with your initial interview. We have achieved a better way for you to send in your application, so let's begin. Step 1. Visit our website
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Step 2. Fill in the application by inputting your full name, email, number, and other questions that you will need to answer in order to move on to the next step. Step number 3, send screenshots of your updated CV, Tony Robbins PDF result, internet speed screenshot with a minimum of 10 Mbps, a scanned copy of your government ID, and your portfolio with sample works. Step 4, click the submit button and wait patiently for our email. Now here are some tips on how to stand out during your initial interview. Tip number 1, dress up as if you were going to an in-person interview. Wearing something formal will give the interviewer a sign that you are serious about applying to this job role. Tip number 2, Find a quiet space where your interview will be held. There's nothing worse than getting distracted by the noise around you and not being able to understand what the interviewer is saying. Tip number 3, be yourself and show up as confidently as you can. Know what you bring to the table and honor your worth. Interested in becoming a part of our team? Submit your application now
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Good luck!